Purport Srila Prabhupada. The Lord has described various kinds of knowledge and processes of religion. Knowledge of the Supreme Brahman, knowledge of the Supersoul, knowledge of the different types of orders and statuses of social life, knowledge of the renounced order of life, knowledge of non-attachment, sense and mind control, meditation, etc. He has described so many different types of religion. Now, in summarizing Bhagavad-Gita, the Lord says that Arjuna should give up all the processes that have been explained to him. He should simply surrender to Krishna. That surrender will save him from all kinds of sinful reactions. The Lord personally promises to protect him. In the 7th chapter it is said that only one who has become free from all sinful reactions can take to the worship of Lord Krishna. Thus one may think that unless he is free from all sinful reactions, he cannot take to the surrendering process. To such doubt it is here said that even if one is not free from all sinful reactions, simply by the process of surrendering to Sri Krishna, he is automatically freed. There is no need of strenuous effort to free oneself from sinful reactions. One should unhesitatingly accept Krishna as the supreme savior of all living entities. With faith and love, one should surrender unto him. The process of surrender to Krishna is described in the Hari Bhakti Vilas 11.676. Anukulyasya sankalpa Pratikulyasya vajanam rasisya ti vishvatso goptre varanam tata atma nikshekpa karpanye sadvidha sharanam gati. According to the devotional process, one should simply accept such religious principles that will lead ultimately to the devotional service of the Lord. One may perform a particular occupational duty according to his position in the social order, but if by executing his duty one does not come to the point of Krishna consciousness, all his activities are in vain. Anything that does not lead to the perfectional stage of Krishna consciousness should be avoided. One should be confident that in all circumstances Krishna will protect him from all difficulties. There is no need of thinking how one should keep the body and soul together. Krishna will see to that. One should always think himself helpless and should consider Krishna the only basis for his progress in life. As soon as one seriously engages himself in devotional service to the Lord in full Krishna consciousness, at once he becomes freed from all contamination of material nature. There are different processes of religion and purificatory processes by cultivation of knowledge, meditation in the mystic yoga system, etc. But one who surrenders to Krishna does not have to execute so many methods. That simple surrender unto Krishna will save him from unnecessarily wasting time. One can thus make all progress at once and be freed from all sinful reactions. One should be attracted by the beautiful vision of Krishna. His name is Krishna because he is all attractive. One who becomes attracted by the beautiful, all-powerful, omnipotent vision of Krishna is fortunate. There are different kinds of transcendentalists. Some of them are attached to the impersonal Brahman vision. Some of them are attracted by the Supersoul feature, etc. But one who is attracted to the personal feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and above all, one who is attracted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Krishna himself, is the most perfect transcendentalist. In other words, devotional service to Krishna in full consciousness is the most confidential part of knowledge, and this is the essence of the whole of Bhagavad-Gita. Karma yogis, empiric philosophers, mystics and devotees are all called transcendentalists, but one who is a pure devotee is the best of all. The particular words used here, ma suchaha, don't fear, don't hesitate, don't worry, are very important. One may be perplexed as to how one can give up all kinds of religious forms and simply surrender unto Krishna, but such worry is useless. Makam karoji vachalam pangam naitegirim yadkripa tamaham bande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Samadharma Prijaya Mamekam Sharanam Braja Aham Tvam Savapapebhyo Muksha Yashyami Masuchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. So, this is coming to the conclusion of the Gita, and this is the point. So one may say, why are there all different types of religion and just surrender unto me? Somebody may ask that question. Huh? You mean to say you're not religious if you surrender to Krishna? No, all varieties of religion. There's many forms of religion, as Prabhupada says in the purport. Anyone who is attached to the different aspects of Krishna, as the Brahman, the effulgence of the body of the Lord, he is a transcendentalist. That's also there in the teachings of Lord Rishabhdev. The Mahatmas, they're either impersonalistic, Brahmavadis, or they are into the Supreme Lord. And then there is also the Supreme Lord expansion as Super Soul, by which he regulates the whole material creation. So many, particularly yogis, are very much fixed upon the Super Soul. They want to understand the Lord as Super Soul, governing the actions of the living entities, the development, maintenance, and ultimate destruction of the material energy. So they meditate on Krishna. That is also transcendentalist. But then there is Bhagavan. What is that verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam? Go on. Iti sabjite. Yes. And the beginning is? Yeah, those that are interested in the absolute truth. They know the absolute truth in three phases. As the Brahman effulgence, the bodily effulgence of Krishna, his expansion as the Super Soul. Super Soul is only in the material world. And then there is Bhagavan in the center of the transcendental abode. And of course there is his expansions there in the transcendental abode. That is called Haridam, the expansions of Narayan, the Vishnu expansions. Because that is it also in the Brahma Samhita. What is that? Goloka Dhameshu Yasya Prava Pravato Jagananda Koti Kotisvasesha Vasudadi Bibiti Bunan. Yes. Anyway, he's saying that there is Lord Brahma, he's got full vision of Krishna, like Prabhupada says in the purport. We should be attracted by the vision of Krishna. So when we read the Brahma Samhita, we're seeing the vision of Krishna that was bestowed to Lord Brahma, the head of our Sampradaya. So in his Brahma Samhita, Samhita means collection of prayers. He explains that there's Dharma, that there's the material world, Durga Dharma. Then there is Haridam, the abode of Narayan, and then there is Golok. But in between that, above Durga Dham, there is Mahesh Dham. So they're the four divisions of the creation. The material world, Mahesh Dham, the abode of Lord Shiva, the abode of Hari, meaning Narayan. Narayan means the shelter of all souls. And then there is Golok. So of course Golok is explained there in the Brahma Samhita purports. It's bigger than the rest of the creation. But the whole thing is unlimited. But those estimates are given for our understanding. And then of course the bodily effulgence that Lord Shiva relishes. However, Lord Shiva, he is worshipping Shankarshan. He knows Shankarshan as his source. So there's Krishna, then there's the Chaturvyuha that govern the actions in the transcendental abode. You might wonder, what are they doing? Vasudeva, Shankarshan, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. So Vasudeva is governing. You see, in the material world, everything is resting upon Krishna. So in the spiritual world, everything is resting upon Krishna also. And the jivas in the spiritual world, their actions are, and their thinking, consciousness, is resting upon Krishna. So Krishna, through Baladev, his first expansion is Baladev, Adi Guru Baladev, and then Baladev expands himself as a Chaturvyuha. Vasudeva, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. So each one of those expansions, they are all non-different from Krishna, but they're different aspects for the different purposes. The different purposes, Vasudeva, he governs the thinking of the jiva. I did research on that. I was always studying Vasudeva, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. What is that? So one day I really focused and I searched Prabhupada's folio and so many literatures. And basically, the consciousness of the living entity rests upon Krishna. Krishna is all pervasive, just like a thread, Sutri Mani Gana Iva. The thread is the supportive of the bead. So the consciousness of Krishna, the consciousness of the jiva, even in the spiritual world, that rest, its function, its ability to be conscious, rests upon the Shankarshan expansion. And the first function of that is cognizance, thinking. And then the expansion Shankarshan, then after we think of something, we contemplate it, we feel, right? Thinking, feeling, we consider it in a more intuitive way. That function rests upon Shankarshan, Baladev. And then we make sankalp or nikalp. We decide to do it or not do it. We come thinking, feeling, willing. So the willing takes two aspects. I will do it, I won't do it, I don't like it, I do like it. And then that is under the governance and support, facilitation, if you like, of Pradyumna. And then there is Aniruddha. Aniruddha, he facilitates the action. He's the son of Pradyumna. So we think, we feel, we consider, we decide, and we have activities. So that is happening in the spiritual world. And then Shankarshan expands down, and there's another Chaturvyuha, and same, Vasudeva, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and that quadruple expansion, they'd have the same functions, but they facilitate the thinking, feeling, willing, and action of the jiva, the individual soul, within the material creation. So that's one of the most important aspects of the Shankarshan, or the quadruple expansions. So, many expansions come. Sometimes Krishna directly comes as an avatar. The last Krishna expansion avatar 5,000 years ago was direct from Golok Vrindavan. But then sometimes Krishna expands from Mahavishnu, because the Chaturvyuha, second Chaturvyuha, then Shankarshan in the second Chaturvyuha is the expansion. Lord Shiva expands from there, the second. So he knows Hari or Krishna as his origin. So when we see picture of Lord Shiva meditating, beads, Acharyas have told, revealed in scriptures, he's chanting on, meditating on Shankarshan as his origin, as his source. And he's chanting what? Do you know? You must know. He's chanting Ram, Ram, Ram. He meditates on the name of Ram particularly. So Lord Shiva, Mahesh Dham is there. So we have Durga Dham, we have Mahesh Dham, we have Hari Dham, we have Golok. So there are many different aspects to the transcendental world, and even in the material world. So the Vedic literature, it gives many different dharmas. When we see religion here, it's very good to refer to the Sanskrit. You're all learned in the Sanskrit. And the word religion is dharma. So dharma means the observances according to one's particular religious affiliation. So many yogis, they may be meditating on Vishnu in the form of Super Soul, and they have their own particular dharmas, activities and duties and aspects. Some jnanis particularly, they're meditating on the Brahman, and they have their own particular practices and meditations and approach to the scriptures. One of their basic mistakes is, the jnanis, I was reading last month a very interesting essay by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta. Srila Bhakti Vinod also wrote about this, and he said the mistake of many persons is that they approach the Shastra in an empiric way. Empiric means just like the material scientists. They are approaching the material creation, and they think by testing it, measuring it, so on and so forth, and by applying my intelligence, I will come to certain conclusions. Unfortunately, all the material scientists nowadays are atheistic, so their conclusions are often very speculative and imperfect. So this way of approaching the Shastra, I've got the Shastra, I've got the Vedas, I've got the Puranas, so by my intelligence I will inquire into them. And by my intelligence I'll come to the right understanding. So this is an empiric approach. So, bhakti-yamam abhijananti. We all know, you're all devotees, right? Very important point. That Krishna only fully reveals himself to the devotee. You can't impress Krishna with your scientific ability, your speculative ability, your muscle power, your bank balance, because that's all come from Krishna anyway. But you can impress Krishna by becoming his devotee. So, when we see Sarvadharma Prajaja, the first point is that all the different systemologies that acharyas have given of the Vedas and different approaches to the Vedas, for those people that have not fully purified consciousness, you should give them up and surrender unto me. You should become my devotee. You should follow the path of bhakti. Not because earlier, like Prabhupada enumerated in the purports, Krishna has explained karma, Krishna has explained jnana and yoga, super soul, and he has explained bhakti. So now, having explained all those, and included them and given the devotional essence of them and directed those practices towards pure devotion, now he is giving pure devotion. He's saying, look, don't be a yogi and try to develop mystic powers by the grace of the super soul and your austerity. Don't become a jnani using your brain and tending to thinking that everything is just energy. Don't become a karmi and try to manipulate the material energy so that you get good material result in your next life, or you can go to Swargaloka, or you can become Siddhaloka, or you can get so many things. Don't do that. Surrender to me. Become a devotee. So surrender to me, Krishna says, just surrender unto me, and I will take care of you. Because he is attracted to his devotee. Like I say, Krishna is only attracted to devotion. It only catches him. The only thing that catches his attention. Because that is our prerogative. We can become devoted to what we like. Right? The materialist, he's devoted to some political ideology, or he's dedicated to debauchery, or he's dedicated to yogic powers, then the yogis, and then the jnanis. They want to understand, and then they consider, I'll merge into the Brahman, I'll become one with Krishna, the super soul, I'll get mystic powers. Krishna is saying, look, I've explained all this in the earlier chapters, and Arjuna has picked it up, but don't be distracted by all those things. Just understand that though I've expanded myself in all these avatars, and as the super soul and as Krishna, I have empowered the devatas who govern over the material energy. Don't be concerned with their worship. Right? We see, right? All over India particularly, people are worshipping maybe Durga, for example, right? Dhanam dehi, rupam dehi, give me money, give me beauty. They have different prayers, right, like that. They go to the temple. So this is Kaitavo Dharma. You see, this says, give up all these other materially motivated religions. So the Bhagavatam starts from that, right? One of the second verse, is it? Yeah, second verse. Dharma projita kaitavotra parabo nimacharanam satam. Give up all the Kaitava Dharma and cheating religion. So, you see, religion, dharma, if we just try to get some personal fruit, and we're going towards some aspect of the creation, some expansion of Krishna, and we're really worshipping and becoming the devotee of Durga or Lord Shiva, but within our heart, we want a result. We want mystic power. We want to become in the Brahman. We want to become a Devata. We want to merge in the Brahman. This is Kaitavo Dharma. This is cheating religion. And the Bhagavatam, Paramo Nimacharanam Satam, it means the real religion can be understood by those who are non-envious, meaning that they don't want anything as a benefit from their worship. They want to just please the Supreme Lord out of spontaneous love. And that is Jaiva Dharma. That is the essential nature of the soul. Jaiva means jiva, individual living. And here, Dharma takes on its real understanding. What is Dharma's real understanding? Because there's so many discussions about Dharma. But according to our Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, Dharma means the intrinsic quality of something. It's not an assumed quality, but it is the essential quality. And Acharyas have always given the example of water or fire. Fire, the essential quality of fire is heat. You can also include light. What is the essential nature or inherent quality of water? Liquidity, right? So that is the real understanding of Dharma. that Jaiva Dharma, the real religious nature or the intrinsic nature of the soul, is to be a spontaneous lover of Krishna, of the Supreme Lord. And just like we saw the little child there, the mother is loving the child. It's only that Prabhupada gave that mother-child love as the best example in the material world of unmotivated devotion. The mother is devoted to the child, not really requiring anything. She's just spontaneously and devoted to the health and welfare of the child. There's no thinking, and of course the child is 5 years old or 6 years old. The child is only giving trouble to the mother, right? The child is crying in the night, but the mother wakes up and feeds the child without a thought. She doesn't think, oh, this child better look after me in my old age. Well, she may later on, but she's just loving the child spontaneously. So that is the real Jaiva Dharma. And that is the real Dharma of understanding of Dharma. And that is the Dharma that Krishna is bringing us towards. And that is what is fully expounded in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And further enunciation and details are given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Aslishyava pararatam panashtamam, right? Oh my Lord, whether you embrace me or trample me underfoot, I don't care. Huh? You're still my Supreme Lord. And we, in the purport this morning of the purport, in the purport to the today's verse, there was the, I think it was Bhakti-Vinod Thakur. He's written a song, "Let me become the dog of the Vaishnav." So that is how we attain that pure spontaneous, which is our real nature. Our real nature is not to go towards the Supreme Lord and say, oh, I'm paying obeisances now and I've chanted 16 rounds. I hope my business is better than yesterday. No. Or I think, let me not marry that one. I want a more beautiful one. I'll chant 32 rounds if I can get any. No, we're not. We're not acting in our dharma then. We're not acting in our actual inner nature. We're acting in that way because of material contamination. Because we're fearful of the material energy. We're alienated naturally. We're spiritual. Material energy is unconscious dead matter. And we're fearful of time. Time can take everything away. Huh? I was watching once a documentary about Constantinople. It was about the origins of Islam, actually. And this historian, he was walking around Constantinople. They have the Blue Mosque there. But that was once the biggest Christian cathedral. And he went to the ruling center of the Romans. That when the Roman Empire started to fall apart, one part of the empire, they ruled from Constantinople. But there was just a few arches and a few stones and a few bricks. And there was a traffic jam outside. So I was thinking that once in that same place where just dogs and cats are residing, sometimes old buildings, animals live there. So I was thinking once the big emperor walked there and he was big and powerful. So everything can be taken away by time. So it is a fearful condition. Not only just some palace, but even this body and our smartphone and everything else will be taken away, surely, by time. So we're very fearful in the material world. So we tend, when we have some piety, we tend to approach the Supreme Lord. Please protect my family, please protect my nation, please help me in this way and this and that. But this is provoked by material contamination. mukshayishyami. If you actually perform the practices of pure bhakti, then all this desire for some material satisfaction, some material protection will just fade away from the consciousness. Why? Because as you realize Krishna, you enter Vaikuntha, even within this material body, within this material creation, and you will feel Vaikuntha within your heart. And you will know from your own personal realization that Krishna is real. And Krishna is well disposed. He's not an impersonal object. This is one of the terrors of the actual Brahmavadis and Mayavadis. They have an impersonal conception. If they actually progress in their meditation, then they will realize what a horror. I'm in this universe and I'm all alone. This universe is a creation of some impersonal energy. Somehow or other it's created variety. We won't go into the contradictions in such ideas. But I have nobody to appeal to, because ultimately everything is impersonal and I'm just thrown together somehow or other. So the impersonalist gets a very horrific understanding in the center of his soul, thinking, wow, I'm all alone in this universe, there's nobody to appeal to. All there is energy. Just like if you have a battery, it's full of electrical energy, or you may have a transformer, you can't really appeal to the energy, can you? You can't say, my dear battery, please make me feel better. Because it's just impersonal energy, it won't respond. But so the jnani, the yogis, they attend to this. If they just meditate upon the impersonal aspect, then they also must become fearful. Just like the materialist. He's fearful. I've worked so hard, I've got a house, my wife's happy, I've got children, and I'm going to die, I'm going to lose everything. This is a very fearful condition. So if you worship the material energy, if you're atheistic, or you're atheistic in the form of Mayavadi philosophy, you must be fearful. Because you have nobody on your side. You're just a child being ground down into a paste, into, what are the three destinations of this body? No, stool, right? If this body is thrown in the street, the animals will eat it, it becomes stool. If it's burnt, it'll become ash. And if it's thrown in the ground and buried, it'll become stool. Correct? Because the bugs will eat it, or become earth eventually. So this is very fearful. If you realize the nature of this world, this is why people take intoxication or lose themselves in false ideas or television, because they're hiding from this fearful condition. They're thinking that if I enjoy now, we'll keep the devil at bay. But the devil one day will knock on the door. What do they call it? The Grim Reaper, right? In Vedic, in the West, the Grim Reaper, he comes and knocks on the door. The Grim Reaper, he's got a black hood. He's got a big hood over, and he's got long robes, and he's got a sickle. So the sickle is it's for cutting the grains. Now, of course, there are factories, but with the sickle, they used to grow the grain, of course, and then cut it with the sickle. So the sickle means the fruits of your labor. And the Grim Reaper is coming to give you the fruits. So the ultimate fruits of living in the material world is death. So that is not a very nice thing. So in the material world, because you lose everything, and also the process is not very comfortable, so they say. Anyway, so fearful condition. And so people are worshipping the Supreme Lord motivated by that fearful condition. There's 4 types. What are the 4 types? That surrender to Krishna or approach Krishna. The atati. Yes, there is the one in distress, right? So he's materially distressed. Oh, Krishna, please save me. Then atati means the one who wants some cash. And then there's number 3. He's curious. He's very curious. What's all this stuff about God? Why are these chanting Hare Krishna? These people shave their head and running around on the street, selling books and chanting Hare Krishna. Okay, let me read these books. Some interesting points here. So curious. He may also come. And then there is the jignasu, the person who has some spiritual realization. So he will surrender to Krishna. He's the topmost because he's surrendering and he's approaching the Supreme Lord on the basis of knowledge. So anyway, the nature, and this is Krishna's mercy, the nature of the material world is that we inquire into something better. Especially, of course, that is the prerogative and the tendency of the human. Once the soul attains the human birth, then that is his interest. What is going on? So therefore we see, even nowadays in Kali Yuga, there's so many philosophies, so everyone's got an idea. Freedom of speech, right? Globalism, socialism, masculinism, feminism. Masculinism is a new movement, by the way. And then there is global socialism, national, communism. They're all isms. Anyway, drugism, right? So everyone has got some way of making a philosophy. It's natural for a human being to gather information, contemplate it, and then come to some conclusions. So this is all illusory, because with our limited intelligence, limited experience, we cannot come to a proper understanding. So the first aspect of surrender means to give up your false ideas, your false aspirations, and understand, don't aspire after anything other than becoming a devotee. And then Krishna says, Ma suchaha. Muksha yishyami, ma sucha. Muksha yishyami means that I'll satisfy your quest for knowledge. You won't be a feminist. You won't be a masculinist. You won't be a national socialist. You won't be a communist or a capitalist, because I will liberate you from all those false ideas. And ma suchaha. As you become liberated by your bhakti practice, then you will realize my shelter. You will realize Suridam Sarvabhutanam Gyatva Mam Shantim Richati. What's the first 2 verses? Bhaktaram Yagya Tapasam Sava Loka Maheshwaram Gyatva Mam Shantim Richati. Is it? Is that right? Yes. Shantim Richati, Gyatva Mam Shantim Richati. Krishna says, once you know me as the Supreme Person, a Supreme Friend, the Enjoyer, Proprietor, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, then you become liberated. Shantim Richati. So all your material anxiety goes. So also your material ignorance is the source of your attachment to this ism or that ism. That will go. What's the verse that tells that one? What's the verse where Krishna says, if you accept me, Janati Purushottamam, Sa Savavid Bhajati Mam, Sava Bhavena Bharata. One Ashradha Dana Purusha, Janati Purushottamam, Sa Savavid Bhajati Mam, Sava Bhavena Bharata. Yeah, one who knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, without doubting, right? He, Sarvavid Bhajatimam, he is the knower of everything. He's Sarvavid. He realizes knowledge. Because it's all in relation to Krishna. Without things being in relationship to Krishna, there's no knowledge. Sasa Bhajatimam, Sarva Bhavena Bharata. Krishna tells Arjuna, that person is the knower of everything. So you have two verses there. First is, he's giving, you realize he's your best friend, all your material anxiety goes away. You realize that he is the Purushottam. So that Purushottam means Purusha Uttama. Purusha means person, Uttama means the highest aspect, the supreme personality of Godhead. So once you understand that Krishna is the source of all these other personalities we've been discussing, and the source of their potency, and they are all his servants, and you realize, oh, Krishna's tu Bhagavan Swayam. Once you realize, ete kamsa kala Krishna's tu. Yeah, all the angsa that's been mentioned, but Krishna is Bhagavan Swayam, and you have that ashraddha dhana. You are without doubt. You've come to the platform of realization. How do you come to the platform of realization? Read Bhagavatam and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Once you're coming to the platform of realization, step by step, closer and closer, therefore you realize this is the Supreme Person, he's my best friend. So if you realize he's the best friend, then your anxieties are gone. Muksha yishami. And if, ma suchaha, don't worry about the material energy. And all your ignorance will be gone. You'll realize, yes, everything is resting on Krishna. What's that verse? Yad yad vibhutimat sattvam shribad urjitam evava. Tat tat eva vagachtatvam mya sambhavam. Arjuna, this is in the opulence. Krishna is explaining all the opulence to Arjuna. But then he says, look, what's the use of talking about all this opulence? Just know, Arjuna, that with a simple fraction of myself, I'm creating all this creation. Just a little spark of my splendor. He's talking about the material world to speak of the spiritual world. And Krishna is Achyuta. Achyuta means one who never falls down. That means that though he's created this unlimited universe, and there are unlimited material universes within the causal ocean, within the Pradhan, and though the spiritual world is ananta, unlimited, he hasn't lost any energy. That's also in the Ishupanishad. Yes, the invocation. Om Purna, go on. Give me a rest. Purnashya eva bagash. Anyway. Yeah, okay. Your version of that invocation is perfectly okay. Thank you. What's the point? The point is the translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is perfect and complete. And because he's perfect and complete, all emanations from him, such as this material world, are perfect and complete. And because he is the complete whole, even though so many complete units emanate from him, he remains the complete balance. So this is a slight description of Krishna's achyuta nature. That, like, if I give you all 10 rupees, I haven't got any money with me, by the way, but say I were to be, that I would have less money in my pocket. You might give me some back, but I don't know. But it's Kali Yuga. Anyway, so if I give my money away, my pocket becomes empty. But Krishna creates billions of material universes, and the unlimited expanse of the spiritual creation is there, but there's no loss in his pocket. He's still got the full balance. So this is Ananta. So when that Supreme Personality is realized, then we gain knowledge, and we also become free of anxiety. So that's Sat aspect. You see, the Sat aspect is our existence aspect. So when we realize Krishna, we become free of anxiety. In the material world, we're in the asat condition, our consciousness. We think, oh, it's all temporary, I'm going to die. But when we realize Krishna, we think, oh, I'm Sat, I'm eternal, why should I worry? So we become free of anxiety. And then Chit aspect, we're in illusion. So when we realize Krishna, we come from Achit, the illusory material condition, to the Chit condition. In the material world, everyone is making misunderstandings and fightings and miscomprehensions, misapprehensions. So many words in the dictionary, because of illusion. But the liberated soul lives in truth. He's free of illusion. So he's gone from Achit consciousness to Chit, pure consciousness. So then the next thing is, the other aspect of the Dharma of the soul is Anand. So Anandam Buddhivardhanam. So as Krishna is realized, then the soul comes from Niranand, miserable material conditioning, bored, taking intoxication, striving for something, enjoyment. So we go from Niranand. And then Vigraha means that in the material world, aham mameti, we think I'm this body and the paraphernalia of this body, it's mine. But actually, Satchit Ananda, Vigraha. Vigraha means form and personality. So as Krishna is realized, we come to our real Swarup, our real spiritual nature, and our real nature. What is that verse in the second canto? Muktir hitavan yata rupan swarupena avavashtati. That liberation means to become situated in your Swarup, your spiritual form. The Mayavadi idea that I'm going to merge into the Absolute, that I'm a drop of water and I'm going to merge into the ocean of spiritual energy, that is not moksha, according to the Vaishnava definition. Mukti or moksha is to be re-established, to be established in your spiritual form. So Prabhupada writes to Rupanuga. You can look it up in the folio. I think it's 27th of April, 1969. So Rupanuga had written to Prabhupada, obviously, the letter, the inquiring letter isn't there, but Prabhupada answered, as regards your second question, you should know that spiritual form is there always, but it develops in the same way that the tree is within the seed. The flower is within the seed. But it develops only fully when we return to the spiritual world. So the Swarup, own form, that is intrinsic to the jiva. So by the process of bhakti, shravanam kirtanam, hearing and chanting, just like you water a tree or a flower, the Swarup, the Swarup, the tree, the plant, grows. So then he's liberated from his seed condition. So the living entity, by process of bhakti, by the mercy of Krishna, the sunlight of Krishna consciousness, by the following the order of Guru, he realizes and his own spiritual nature comes forward. And that is called Prem Swarup. Actually it's contained, it is the expression of his Prem. What's the other verse on that? Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadakavanai Shravanadi Sudha Chitte Karideodai. And what's the other verse? Jivera Swarupoi Nichera Krishna Das. Yes. So all this means that by the process of pure bhakti, unmotivated devotion, by the practice of pure devotee, and Lord Chaitanya has enumerated this, has elucidated this process, then we develop our real spiritual, we become muksha yeshami, we become liberated from material illusion, we lose material anxiety. But before that, Krishna says, Sarvadharma Parijanya. That surrender means to give up all these mistaken ideas. So how can one grasp that? What is the beginning stage? One must approach the bona fide spiritual master. What is that verse? Tadvidi pratipatena pariprashnena. So, upadekshanti te jnanam. You inquire and you'll get knowledge from Guru. And then you should also, what else should you do? Should you just inquire from the Guru?
Render service.
Sevaya, yes, seva. So in Sanskrit, seva means service to the superior. Doya means service to the inferior. Just like the doctor, you go to the hospital, you say, oh doctor, I've hurt my elbow or something. Out of his doya, he serves you, out of his mercy. You appeal, oh doctor, yes I will do that, doctor, no I won't do that, so and so forth. So you treat him as a superior, that's doya. He's giving you mercy. So you give sevaya, service to the spiritual master, because he's the superior. You give seva to Bhagavat seva, you give seva to Krishna because he's the superior. So you inquire to the spiritual master, and then tadvidi pratipatena pariprashnena. And you give question, and then by the grace of Guru, the Guru gives knowledge of the process of bhakti. So when Krishna says Sarvadharma Parijanya, he means surrender. Now you're neophyte condition, you don't understand anything, so you find Guru. And what do we chant at the beginning of every class? Om Jnana Timarandasya Ganandana Salakaya Chakshur. Yes, and we also chant, what do we say? Mukam Karochi Vachalam Pangam Laike. Yes, so we go to the Guru and we inquire, how can I practice bhakti? And then we render service to the Guru. And that service must include following the order of the Guru. And Prabhupada has summed up one aspect of that service as what? 16 rounds a day, minimum. We can do 10 lakh if you like. But minimum 16, and then 4 regulative principles. What are they?
No illicit sex, no intoxications, no fish rape, no gambling.
Very good memory. So surrender to Krishna. We don't know Krishna in the neophyte condition. Krishna is there within the heart, but the curtain of the Maya Shakti is there. So by serving the Guru with great awe and reverence, don't go to Guru if you can't serve him. Don't go just inquire and maybe Guru's right. No, you must. That is okay at the beginning. In the neophyte condition we have doubts, and also that's a sign of intelligence to question things nicely. But you should go to Guru with a good open heart, ready to take his instruction, and that becomes your service, to follow the order of Guru. And when the Guru sees that he's following, then Krishna is pleased. And then as Krishna is pleased, then that is perfection. And then Krishna, what's the other verse? Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti borvakam didami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upiyanti te. Krishna says, to those that are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So at the beginning, we have to have Guru to make clear how to approach Krishna properly. But then as we progress by grace of Guru and grace of Shastra, Guru Sadhu Shastra, Kariya Akya, then we gain realization, and then we find, hey, I'm realizing Krishna. And this becomes a great thrill to the devotee, that I'm realizing Krishna. And the first aspect of Krishna that you will realize is that you'll realize the presence of Krishna. Just like we're chanting Hare Krishna. So at the beginning we're chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But as we progress, we will realize that this name, that Krishna is present within the name. That the name Namadi Chintamani Krishnas Chaitanya Rasavigraha. The name is full of Rasavaisaha. It's the very form of transcendental mellows. So the first realization is that the name is non-different from Krishna, at least to some aspect. And then you'll realize the form of Krishna. Just like if I say mother, you, oh my beautiful mother. Father, oh my angry dad. You will remember the form of your mother and father according to the name. So then the form of Krishna will awaken in the heart. Hare Krishna. And then the qualities of Krishna will be realized. Nama, Rupa, Guna. Then the Sangha and the Leela will be revealed. So the first, if you're not wondering, oh, I haven't realized the Leela yet, well then maybe start with trying to realize that when you chant, Krishna's present. But now how will you get that presence? You must chant with Sevaya. Just like we learn the service attitude from serving Guru. So we must chant the holy name in a mood of service to the holy name. As an offering, it is Sankirtan Yagya. So we chant towards Krishna in a mood of Yagya. So we chant for the pleasure of Krishna, just like we're going to go to Aarti in a few moments, or whoever. So we're going to Aarti, why? So that we can get a buzz from chanting?
You can realize that we're servants of Krishna.
No, because we're pleasing Krishna. This is the point. In the material world, this is the Kaitavo Dharma. When Lord Krishna is saying, give up all that Kaitavo Dharma. Don't go to Krishna for some personal result. Go to Krishna to please Krishna. Go to Guru to become his servant. And what they give, be satisfied with that. Right? What's this first verse of the Upanishad that follows that one? Isya vasya idam sarvam yatkinchat jagajam jagat tena taktena bunjita magrida kashaswitdanam. Right? Give the translation.
That means
the Supreme Lord is the controller, and everything is controlled and owned by the Supreme Lord. Therefore, one should only accept what comes as one as natural function. It'll come naturally. And not be lusty after other people's. Oh, I've only got a Nokia and you've got an iPhone. So Krishna's given me an iPhone. Let me be, a Nokia for 1,000 rupees. Let me be satisfied. And he's got an iPhone. Let me not be lusty after other people's. Be satisfied. This is the first verse of Ishupanishad. So the devotee, he's self-satisfied, he's and masuchaha. This is the meaning here. Krishna, as Prabhupada touched in the purport there, he says, Krishna, don't worry about that. Krishna will protect you. Krishna will support you. Don't be in anxiety. I already explained that. Through realization of Krishna, you lose anxiety. But don't worry about your sustenance. Because Krishna is supporting Hiranyakashipu and Ravana, is he not? He won't support his devotee, Daniel. The best dancer in the temple?
My name is Govinda Bashadas.
Yeah, Govinda Dasyabas. He'll also change your name.
Govinda Basha.
So anyway, the representative of Baladev. Bush. So anyway, sorry about that, Daniel. I didn't mean to say your wrong name. Anyway, so the point is that Masuchaha, Krishna will support you. That's Ishupanishad. That's Krishna. That'll be your personal experience. That Krishna will become well disposed to you. But in the period of sadhana, what we have to do is develop seva bhav. What is that verse in the Shastakam? Ainanda tanuja kinkaram pititabam vishaveva mamambura. Oh, son of Nanda Maharaj, I'm your kinkara. Lord Chaitanya, right? And he says, son of Nanda Maharaj. Why? Because Krishna is the son of Nanda Maharaj, right? Son of his father. He puts the chapel on the head. So, I am your kinkara. Please, you pick me up from this material world and make me your devotee. So this is the conclusion of Bhagavad-Gita. Just surrender. Oh, I don't know how to surrender. Go to Guru. Serve the instructions of Guru. Chant Hare Krishna. Do everything as an offering to Guru. And when you're serving Krishna directly in deity worship or this and that, then do everything in a mood of service. Chant Hare Krishna in a mood of service. Don't go to the Shastra with empirical mentality. Oh, with my intelligence I'll figure it all out. No, go with Satadam, what is that verse? Dadami buddhi yogamta. Oh Krishna, you give me realization. You go to Radhakund, you take bath, and you're sitting there, you're chanting, oh Krishna, oh Radha, give me a little bhava in your service. That is the devotional mood, that we rely on Krishna for everything. And it is the natural function of the soul to be so involved. This is going to Krishna for some result, chasing the material energy for some satisfaction. This is the greatest mistake. Of course it's being propagated now, atheism, all these fools. But of course there's always atheistic people in the material world, and there's always these people. That's why Krishna has to come again and give all this knowledge, and that's why he empowers great acharyas to re-establish Dharma, like Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Madhavendra Puri, Sadgos. They're all re-establishing Dharma constantly. So that the message, which is naturally tended to be forgotten and misinterpreted in the course of time, so that it stays pristine. So approach Guru, touch the feet of Guru, and take the instructions of Guru. This is what Vishwanath Chakravarti has said. He said, the life and soul of the disciple is the order of Guru. And if you can't understand any philosophy, then just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, with an open heart for the satisfaction of all the acharyas and Krishna will talk to you in the heart. And you'll go back to Godhead. No problem. Just like we're studying every morning Prahlad Maharaj. So actually Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj is a very big description, and the big understanding he's giving his prayers, it's really exposing devotional mentality in a very developed way in the Bhagavatam. So we should understand, Prahlad Maharaj, he's 5 years old, 6 years old. Can he be a jnani? Can he study the Vedas, meditate on Brahman, neti, not this, not that? Can he become a karmi doing his material duties and getting some fruit? No. Can he practice Ashtanga yoga, yamani, yama, pratyaharan and so on? Can he do that? No. But can he dance and chant Every day we see the children, they run into the temple, right? Oh, Hare Krishna. They trip down the stairs. Oh. So this is devotional service, right? Radharani and Krishna are looking, oh look, it's those children, aren't they funny? He's enjoying, they're coming to the temple. They're bhaktas. So bhakti is the natural function, and therefore, you should know, Komaram Archat, right? That's one of the slokas. No, one of the the Prahlad Maharaj says, yeah, right. No, that's Dhamma Projataka, that's the second verse. No, but the Prabhupada used to quote this verse. He says, Komaram Archat. Right from the earliest part of... Anyway, never mind. We can look it up later. But right from the earliest part of life, one should practice bhakti. And the amazing thing is that bhakti can be practiced right from the beginning of life, practically speaking. The small child, he can go Radhe Radhe in front of the deities. Perfect bhakti practice. So this bhakti is the sublime process. So Sarvadharma, give all that. Don't worry about all those things. Just surrender unto me. In the line of Lord Chaitanya, Kale Kale, Yuga Dharma, Krishna Avatar. Actually, if I may say, a few days ago, I was driving the motorbike, and I was thinking, oh, this world, there's so much pollution in the air, there's so much bad politics, everything. It can't be as bad. It must be worse now than 5,000 years ago. You know, in the Bhagavatam it says conditions were so bad that the devatas went to the Lord, to Shiradakshai Vishnu and said, please give us an avatar. So actually, I was riding the motorbike and it just came to me that there is already an avatar in this world. And that avatar is the holy name of Krishna. Kali Kale, Yuga Dharma, Krishna Avatar. We'll have to get our sloka book out. Anyway. So, the holy name of Krishna, that is the avatar. And we see that the devotees are going all over the world, very glorious and chanting. And this is like Krishna on the battle of Kurukshetra. Even though the world is full of so many Rakshasa demons, lying and pollution, false philosophy, the Krishna avatar is incarnated, if you like, by the chanting of the devotees. So let's do it now. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, that is the avatar. So don't think that there's no avatar on the planet now. Don't think, oh, there's no big acharya, there's no... No, the Krishna avatar, the name. And the devotees are glorious, going everywhere, all over the planet. And Lord Chaitanya says, right, Pritivichi Atanagaragram Savat Shaprachar, say Moranam. Said, yes, Lord Chaitanya said that this devotional service and the name of Krishna will be chanted in every town and village. So actually, now in the age of computer, you could probably make a list of every town and village in the world and section off. Here's 5,000 for you, 5,000. And we could go through a whole list of the whole list and make sure that we go to every town and village, even the North Pole. There must be a village there, right? South Pole, that's under question at the moment. So, that is our function, and if we do that, then Krishna will give us all blessing. Krishna will be very pleased. So, thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada, Sarvadharma Prajaja, Mamekam Saranam Raja. Any question? Yes.
thank you very much for your class, and I would like to ask how to interpret the not-Vedic religions through this shloka. Is these religions, are those ones should be abandoned, or this shloka could be adapted inside these religions?
Well, yes, devotees are going chanting everywhere, so we're meeting people who have attachment to different religious systems. But Prabhupada never went to war with people about their particular religious attachments. The way Prabhupada, and if you listen to Prabhupada's recorded conversations, he would always encourage people, if he saw that they were attached to their Judaic system or their Muslim system or their Christian system, he would always encourage them to chant the name of God in their religion. Because that is the dharma or the religious practice for Kali Yuga, to chant the name. If you meet people attached to other religious systems, then relate to them on the basis they're interested in God the same as you. You understand? Draw connections rather than division. Don't go around saying, oh, well, in the Bible it says that in one place and it says this in another. In the Quran it says in one place this, but it says that in another. Don't go into, that's all useless. Then you'll just irritate people. And see that they are, in their own way, in their own circumstances, they are trying to approach the absolute truth. They're trying to approach Krishna. Now, of course, we understand that Lord Chaitanya, what is that verse? Krishna Varna Tvisha Krishna Sango Panga Shapashade Yagya Sankirtana Praya Yante Esumatis. So we understand that Lord Chaitanya is directly Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we understand that the names of Krishna, because they're transcendental, they're the most potent. But if you have to get that across to people in a way that doesn't agitate them and make them negative. Of course, some people are just looking for a fight anyway, so just avoid those people. But if somebody is ready to listen to a little philosophy and they're amenable, then just encourage them to chant the name of God in their religion, or tell them to chant Hare Krishna mantra. Don't go into discussions, theological debate, and all that, because they're very attached to their religion, and they may be getting some spiritual realization. So they're on the path. Don't discourage them, you see. If you discourage people, then they'll become negative towards you. If you attack their whole belief system, their worldview. So encourage them to chant Hare Krishna, and encourage them to become vegetarian also. Because the beginning of the Bhagavatam, there's explanation. Who will not understand the message of Godhead, as in the Bhagavatam? And it says the Atma Pashu, they cannot understand. The Atma Pashu means killer of the soul. They're very sinful people. Or Atma Pashu also means the killer of animals. So if people, particularly killer of the cow, such a wonderful animal given by Krishna for our sustenance, but the milk should be our sustenance. So if people can be encouraged to chant the holy name, even in their religion, their name of God, and become vegetarian, then they can make progress. So it's best to have that in mind. Now, amongst devotees, we may discuss, the Muslims they have this mistake and they have that, right? But if you throw that in people's faces, that is not very intelligent. You understand that, of course. So that would be my advice. Does that answer your question? Yeah. But that is not to say that all religious systems are the same or the same in quality. But the basic thing is that people, if they're not demoniac and envious, if they can become encouraged in belief in God and religious practice by your association, then you've done well. But Rome wasn't built in a day, right? Rome wasn't built in a day, so Rome wasn't realized in a day. So you have to understand, you have to have the skill to understand people's minds and relate to them accordingly. Just like you talk to a child, right? You don't discuss philosophy with the child, but you, hello. So, like that. You have to understand the person and talk accordingly. But at the same time, if they can come to chanting of Hare Krishna, that's very good. And I found that personally myself. When I was many years ago in Soho Street, the many people come off the street. You know, it's right in the centre of London, Soho Street. And we had a good guest program. And many people used to come and we'd give them a talk and then we'd give them prasad. We had a big room. And then after the prasadam, everyone's relaxed, nice stomach full. And I would just be friendly to people. But I also had a small shop in the corner. I had many neem beads. And I would sell them neem beads, like it was 50p. It was like 30 rupees or something. And I would encourage them, I would just be friendly to people and encourage them to chant. And those that chanted, they came back full of questions. You understand? So, and I remember my brother also. One time he came to visit me at the manor in London, just outside London, Bhakti-Vedanta Manor, you know? So he stayed overnight and he went to Mangalarti and he was chanting in the morning. So after breakfast, prasadam, we sat and we talked and he was asking me questions. And he said, you know, Kieran, that's my material name. He said, yesterday I couldn't understand anything you were saying, but today I can understand everything. So I didn't react at that time. But later on I figured out, yes, because he's been chanting. He went to one Mangalarti and he chanted in the japa period in his own best effort. And then I saw in London those people that took beads and chanted, and if you're just friendly to people and you get them to chant, then they'll come back and inquire, you see. So Lord Chaitanya, that's in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the 3 levels of preaching, right? That for the Belisha, people who don't have much knowledge, prasadam and the holy name. Then the second level is for philosophy. They can understand philosophy. They can, when you discuss. And the third level is the Leela. So the discussion of Leela, that is reserved for intimate devotees. Devotees can understand the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, sambandha abhidaya prayojan. But those that haven't got a grounding in philosophy or understanding, give them prasadam, encourage them in the holy name, give them friendship, like that. And just don't, and when they say, well, I think this, I think that, don't take it apart. Or else they just think, hey, who you think you are? Because they don't have any other reference points, you see. They can't see the value of your analysis, you see. So just encourage people to chant, take prasadam, be a vegetarian, offer their foodstuffs, and give them Bhagavad-Gita, encourage them to read, and tolerate their, well, I think people should say, you can chant once a day, maybe, once a week or something. Whatever they say, don't go to war with what they say. You know? So you've got to, yeah, that's right, you're a very learned man. Now chant Hare Krishna. I think Prabhupada says like that. I think there's something like, it's also in the Shastra. Oh, you're a very great learned soul. Oh, really? Oh, thank you. Maybe I'll chant Hare Krishna. So like that. People should be encouraged by your association. That's the main thing. And that if you have that in mind when you're talking to them, then Krishna will give you intelligence to do that, to achieve that. Any other question? Okay. Let's go and see the children performing devotional service in the temple like we discussed. All right? Bhakti is natural. Huh? Ah, beautiful Krishna, Gonitai, Krishna Balaram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada Sadhu Sangha Bhagavad-Gita ki Jai.